In today's video, we are going to be looking at the Phoenix Suns and their offensive strategies that they are going to be using this year in the playoffs. So let's get down and let's see how they can score so easily and what made them into one of the top teams in the West. Let's get down, let's check them out. So in this first play, what we have is a double staggered screen on this side. However, instead of using that staggered screen and heading towards the point, what we see is a cut between the staggered screens. After the Suns do this, what we have on this side is another screen as well, and then we have a screen set on Devin Booker. Devin Booker uses that screen, runs off of that screen, and then receives the pass from Chris Paul. After this pass, what we see is a quick shot because he is a very fast release shooter and he can drain shots like that very easily. So if you're looking to run a play like that yourself for your team, it's very simple. We have the cut down towards the low post staggered screen coming up top, and then a wide open or at least slightly covered three-point shot. Now this next play is very good. We have a staggered screen once again. They like to use the staggered screens and then the ball handler attacks down the middle of the paint. Now when this happens, this opens up a lot of opportunities, especially against man-to-man defenses. So number one, what we have is an option to pass over to the cutting or the rolling player towards the rim. Next option is to try and beat the wall between these two players. The other option is to kick the ball out to this player or to this player. Now, when we start driving towards the rim, this is when you want to read and react the defense and see what they're doing. We have Wiggins over here who is still shading this player. We have a player here who is essentially defending two at once. Nobody is defending up top. So what we end up having is this player goes and attacks that one single defender to draw him up, so that now he is closer to that attacking player, which then allows that player to pass off the ball for an easy layup. Now we are yet again using that staggered screen. The back player is rolling towards the rim, and of course the ball handler, Chris Paul, is attacking the rim. Now this all does hinge on what this player is doing as well as what this player, Wiseman, is doing. If Chris Paul attacks the basket and Wiseman steps up, he will pass over to the rolling center. However, if Wiseman steps up and then this player rotates down to defend the roll, we can have a quick pass out to the corner for a three-point shot, which is what we see here. We have that player rotating down. We have even the Wiseman, their center, setting up a double team for that rolling player. Could have attacked the rim, Chris Paul himself, but Wiseman is very good at recovering. He's a very long player. So we have a pass out to the corner, which will allow the corner player to have a wide open three-point shot. In this next play, we have a curling pin down screen for Booker. Booker that is then going to continue rolling and attacking that rim. He plants really fast. Watch this. Inside foot, bang. Has that negative step. This is what you want to have as a player. He does a quick shot fake, and then after that he's able to get that player slightly up into the air, and then Booker's able to attack the rim and finish with a nice floater over top of their center. Now, I really want to point out where he has that ball hit, and we can see it's in that top corner, and that's what you want to do if you're looking to get that ball over top of a very lengthy defender. Now this is very good transition basketball. We have a player who is coming up the middle of the court. We always want to get that ball towards that middle center player, and he is the one who is going to fill that position. We have that go-ahead pass, and then he has the ability to attack a lonely defender. There is nothing this player wants to do out here. He is going to be all about trying to protect the paint. If you're on a 2-on-1 fast break, which is essentially what this is, what should have happened is he was supposed to come down. He should have stayed up. But we didn't have that. Instead, what we had was this player attacking that lonely defender. We had a player over here who was wide open for a three-point shot. He kicks it out. He gets planted, and then he's able to finish with a 3-point shot. Something that Chris Paul is very good at is the mid-range shot at the elbow. Now, if we have a screen way up top near the logo on Chris Paul, he will attack that center. This creates a lot of space for Chris Paul to operate in. So that's what they want to do a lot of the time. If they want to call Chris Paul's number, what he's going to do is set up a screen way up top, get that screen, go one-on-one. We can see him, Booker, popping out to the 3. And then we have Chris Paul versus a taller, slower player. And Chris Paul is not going to attack Townsend. What he's going to do is just pull up for a mid-range jumper, because he already knows Townsend is going to be worried about him attacking the rim, plus he's down on his heels. Anytime you see a defender down on his heels, you really want to go up for a shot or attack the rim. And that's what we see here. Now this is a really good play. We have basically a 5-out, and they are setting essentially pin down screens for the corner players. After these corner players use that screen, we have basically an opposite effect. We have one side that will cut towards the rim, and then the other side that is popping up to the 3-point line. This is going to give us multiple different options. The player who cuts towards the rim, that center or big man who is setting that screen, should be leaking down towards this corner, because we can get that pass to the cutter. It's essentially going to be his man following and him trying to cut him off, playing help defense. We can have that pass out towards the 3-point shooter. However, if we're going to do the dribble handoff option, we're going to go with the fake dribble handoff at first, and then that initial screener is going to get that dribble handoff. We're then going to have the screen away for the 3-point shooting big man, and if we take it, if that pass goes through, that screen has to be solid, or if this player is going to attack, which is what we see here, he can kick it out for a 3, or the Suns can attack straight towards the rim. Now, something that does happen at the beginning of a lot of their games is right off the jump, we actually see right here the back screen on the center's defender. In this case, it's Bismack Biyombo, but the center, after the jump, is going to cut towards the rim. We're going to have a back screen on his defender, which will allow him to get wide open down low. Now, if they know this is happening and they can set up a defender on him to play at least token defense on a 7-footer, what they can do is to pass it in for the mismatch, and when that mismatch happens, he gets that ball. Here it's a double team. They were very smart, but he would be able to eat that up down low very easily. But here he can pass it out, get it to a cutter, whatever, but it does set up an offense for at least a 3-point shot here. But we do see a lot of the times after that initial back screen that we have, they will set up the alley-oop, and a lot of the times it will finish with this if the other team is not looking for this play. I hope that this video helps your team win more games, as well as understanding how the Phoenix Suns offensive strategy works. Anyways, make sure to go check out all of the equipment that I use down in the description below, and I'll see you guys again next time.